Hello guys, so today this video is going to be about my thoughts on Erika Kirk. So I'm gonna tell you what I think about Erika Kirk. So some people are saying that she looks demonic, she looks possessed because of her eyes, because of the movements of her eyes, and some people have a problem because her eyes are blue, but that's just ridiculous to make fun of someone because their eyes are like there's the color of their eyes look different from another person. Like there's beauty in everything. There's beauty in eye color, there's beauty in skin tone, there's beauty in hair texture as well. So like everyone's pretty in their own way. But I do understand that some people are demonic and some people are evil. Like there's this pastor, prosperity pastor, I guess that he's a millionaire, I forgot his name, but people mention him as a meme and they try to compare him to Erika Kirk because they're like they both have the same eye aura. They both have the same aura field that they're projecting every time they're speaking or socializing to people. And I don't know, some people are saying Erika Kirk is possessed and she's demonic, and like that's a stretch. It can be understandable in a sense, but I don't see her as a bad person. Literally, she's a widow of Charlie Kirk, so she's the wife of Charlie Kirk. I don't know much about her like 100%, but I know some things about her because sometimes you know someone by like what you hear about them that might be accurate, or you just like see their interviews and you see people talk about them that are close to them, so like you learn things about that perspective of being around someone, like knowing someone that was close to them talk about them, so you learn things about that person, right? And the person that was close to them, right? So Erika Kirk, she is not a bad person. People are saying that she's fake in her interviews and she's like money hungry and she's fake. And what I will say is when she speaks, her eyes do look, I'm not gonna say scary, but I can see that her eyes get a little bit big when she speaks. Some people might have medical reasons why their eyes get big when they're speaking, or they might be possessed, or they might be out of their minds, and yeah, or they might have medical issues that make their eyes become big when they start speaking, or they're just mad and angry, or they're just weird, or they're on some substance that they shouldn't be on. But like Erika Kirk is not a bad person, and people say she's not a Christian, but she is a Christian. I believe that she is a Christian. Like she's a widow. She's a widow. Was she paid to say some things that she shouldn't say? I might assume that maybe to a certain extent. That's why when sometimes people ask her a question, instead of answering a yes or no question, she starts dancing around her answer that she's giving them. That might sound scripted and not genuine sometimes. But Erika Kirk is not a bad person. And some people are saying that like she's celebrating what happened to who, to the guy that she was dating, right, for a long time, that and she had kids with them. She's celebrating what happened to him. And that's kind of crazy to say, but like no, I don't think so. And some people are saying, oh, but like his memorial was like it looked like a WrestleMania ring. But like I don't know, like he was famous, he was known. Like some people know him, not everyone knows him, but he was quite known around certain people. Like he was a public influencer, and some people say that he was a bad person, but I don't think he was really a bad person. He might be a little bit, and I might have reasons for that, but he's not a terrible person compared to other people. Whoever did they did to him is worse than him. All he did was debate. All he did is talk about what he thinks about. And yeah, I get it. Sometimes people can tell you're a bad person based on what you think, based on what you say about other people for no reason. But like, I don't know. He wasn't like a terrible person. So my thoughts on Erika Kirk. I think she's a Christian to a certain extent. She might not be 100% a Christian, but she's kind of a Christian. And people are saying that she looks angry, she looks mad. But who wouldn't be mad? Who wouldn't be mad? Who wouldn't be mad if they were in her situation? Some people are saying like it's not normal for her to be full of hatred. I don't think she's full of hatred, but even if she is, she probably has hatred for the person that did what they did to the person that she known. She probably had, like, if she has hatred, it's kind of justifiable. And you might be like, how can you be a person that's a godly person say that? There's righteous anger. Just like she said, you can be mad And there's anger in the Bible. Even God was mad at people. It's righteous anger. If someone lies about you, if someone talks bad about you without knowing who you are as a person and say things that are not true about you, if you're mad about it, if you take action about it, that's justifiable anger. Like, people expect Erika Kirk to be sad. Yeah, of course. I think she is sad. But people expect her to be so sad and stay home and not do interviews and not, like, show herself to the world. Like, people expect her to stay home. Because she's traditional. She's a housewife, right? I don't know. Apparently, she's supposed to be a housewife because she believes in traditional families. And it's like, okay. But, like, her husband is not there anymore, so who's gonna really be the traditional man for her to be a traditional wife? If you guys actually pay attention, for a woman to be a traditional wife, the man has to be a traditional man. The man has to be in the family picture. You can't be like mad that a woman is not a traditional wife when the husband is nowhere to be found. And in this case, the husband is nowhere to be found because something happened to him. Like, literally, it's not that he walked away. It's not that he decided not to be a husband. Something happened to him. So people expect her to be a specific type of way because she's a Christian, or she claims that she's a Christian and she's a housewife or something, or because she believes in traditional family, she's a housewife, meaning she has to stay home with her kids and not be about the spotlight. I don't think she's like craving the spotlight, but I guess she's showing herself too much because before, let's be honest, she wasn't showing herself as much as that. Like, people were focused on her husband because he was the one that was actually going out there to do debates. She wasn't doing that. She wasn't going out there doing debates, so that's why he probably has more fame than her. But after what happened, she decided to do interviews because, of course, people want to know how she feels, right? People assume that she's sad, but like, people at the same time want to hear what she has to say about the situation, because the situation is not something small. It's a big thing that happened in front of a lot of people. It happened when there was a camera recording. It happened in front of people, and a place that's not supposed to happen. Is like, this guy was just debating. Yeah, he says things that people doesn't agree with, but like, I'm telling you, Erika Kirk, she's not as bad as people make her be bad as to be. She is a Christian. And if she's not a Christian, okay. But she is a Christian. And I think she did mention everyone grieves differently, which is true to a certain extent. And people are like, how's she making money? How's she doing interviews if, like, what happened to her husband? And it's like, okay, but the husband is not there, so what's she supposed to do? How's she supposed to get money how's she supposed to get the money to provide for her family if the husband is no longer there? How you want a woman to be a traditional wife if the husband is not in the picture no more? The husband is not in the picture for her to be 100% a traditional wife. If you pay attention, for a woman to be a traditional wife, the husband has to provide. The husband has to be the one that's actually working hard. The woman can work hard, but traditionally the man is the one that's like getting his ass on to work to provide for the family. Like, so the woman, even if she can work, she decides to not work as much because the man is taking care of it. But the man is not in the picture. The husband is no longer in the family picture for her to be like 100% a traditional wife and stay home and not work and not try to make money for her family. So people are kind of like insane. I think people are jealous. Like, it's crazy to be jealous about a Christian person. And people are like, she's not crying, she's fake crying. I get it. People, I guess you can pretend to cry and be an actress, which would be disingenuine, and that would be problematic because of what happened to her husband, because it's like, it's something sad, so where are the actual tears? But I seen an interview where she actually cried. She didn't cry as much, like tears falling down her eyes, but she had one tear fall down her eye and she was sad. When you cry, yeah, you might cry with boo-hoo-hoo tears crying and your eyes become a little bit red and you might have a headache. But she had a tear fall down her eye. That can happen when you're sad and you're trying to hold down your tears and there's just one tear that starts falling and you're trying to control your tears so it doesn't start water falling out of your eyes. And it's like, and then people are mad that she's the CEO. She's the CEO of Turning Point USA, apparently. And it's like, why are you mad that she's the CEO of USA? Who else is supposed to be the CEO of USA? Candace Owens? Candace Owens is not the one that started Turning Point USA to be the CEO of Turning Point USA. She did not date the husband. She might have been friends, and then now she's no more friends or whatever. They probably had a fall off, or like they were no longer friends no more or whatever, or they're not close as much as they used to be. But why would Candace Owens be the CEO? And also, people are mad that Erika Kirk is the CEO of Turning Point. Apparently, she's the CEO of Turning Point. It's like, why are you mad? She was literally close to her husband. She was literally close to that man. She dated that man. She had kids with that man. She probably worked behind the scenes to help him be motivated to do what he's doing every day or most of the time. She had kids with him. She has a family with him. So why are you surprised that she's the CEO of Turning Point? She's carrying on his legacy. Literally, that's what she's doing. So, and some people are mad that she's making money. Again, the husband is no longer in the family picture. So who's gonna be the man and make her feel comfortable where she don't have to work? Huh? Who's gonna do that? Like, she even said herself that she's carrying on his legacy. Am I 100% on Erika's side? Not really. But I'm not a hater. I'm not a person that hates. She was close to her husband. Her husband probably created Turning Point USA. Now her husband is no longer there. So she's going to take the flame, the torch, and carry it on like the Olympics. Because who else going to do it? She was literally close to him. She literally probably spoke to him often because she has a family with him. So when people are mad that she's the CEO of Turning Point, it's like, it makes no sense. She was close to this man. She has a family with him. So the torch, the flame, gets passed on to the person that was close to that person. Or who is related to that person. She's not related to him, but she dated him and she had a family with him and she is his wife. So don't be surprised that she's the CEO of Turning Point. And some people might be mad about it because they're like, they don't want women to have position of power. But like, you're not entitled to her CEO position when you didn't create Turning Point USA and you didn't date her. Like, what? Like, what? It's weird. And she deserves to make money. I'm not saying she should like profit out of the situation because then it looks kind of bad. But she's gonna carry his legacy. And two, she's making money out of it. Some people see a problem with it, but like, what? She has a family, she has kids. Like, I don't know what to say about that. Like, oh, she's making money out of it. Okay, but like, she has kids and family. Like, she's supposed to have money to take care of her kids. I'm not saying she should take advantage of the situation to have money, but like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, and people are saying she's doing weird things with her eyes. I see it a little bit, but I'm not intimidated by it. And it doesn't look like the guy who's a millionaire, that's a pastor, that's teaching prosperity, and he's evil and he's money hungry. It doesn't look like that. But people are saying she looks evil. She's evil because of her eyes. Can you imagine? A woman don't have to say something, but because the way she looks when she speaks, people say she's evil. That can happen, but like, this girl's not evil. I don't think she's evil. People are just mad that she's a Christian and she's mad. If you were in her situation, I don't want nobody to be in that situation, but if you were in her situation, you would be mad. And bless the Lord if you're not filled with hatred and you experience something that she experienced. Because that can do something to someone's heart. If you're preaching a little bit of the gospel and someone you know gets affected because they're preaching the gospel, that can make you have hatred. But it's not like you hate, but you're angry and upset. And it's not something like you're mad today and then tomorrow you're not mad. You're mad for a long period of time because that's something impactful. That's something that affects someone around you that you're close to. So people expect Christians, people expect godly people to not be mad, and you're crazy. I mean, something's wrong with you. You're probably a part of the devil. If you're mad that a person that's godly, a Christian, is mad because they want justice, and whatever happened to someone they know was not nice. Like, you guys are lacking sympathy. You're mad because she's the CEO of Turning Point. Who else was supposed to be it? And Candace Owens is not a good person as you think she is. I don't really listen to Candace Owens, but I kind of know her in a sense of I've seen her before on social media for many things that she talks about. And her being against Erika Kirk, they had a meeting, but let me tell you what I think about everything. So Erika Kirk, some people might say she's demonic possessed. Okay, that can be true, but at the same time, it's like, I don't know what to tell you. Like, she's just talking about believing in God. That's what she's doing, and she's promoting the book. People are mad that she's promoting her husband's book, but who else is gonna promote it? And like, she's just continuing his legacy. There's nothing wrong with continuing somebody's legacy that you like, unless that person is really a terrible person. But you know, some people want to say that he was a bad person, and I can believe it in a sense where he probably said something that was mean, offensive to a certain group of people, a certain race of people, and he said it in a way that's like, nobody asked how you feel about those people, but you decided to say something offensive about those people, which can make you be a bad or look like a bad person. But at the same time, he is not the worst person in the world. He might be one of the worst person in the world to a certain extent, but he's not the worst bad person in the world. He was known for debating and speaking his mind. That's why when like the situation happened to him, what a lot of people had to say, even if they don't like him, is that what happened to him was an opposition against freedom of speech. There's a reason why when that situation happened to her husband, a lot of people, even people that don't like him, they admitted that whatever happened to him was like a message to the country, to the states, a message globally or to the states, like a big message, right? That can't be easily ignored. What happened to him, it looks like opposition against freedom of speech, because yeah, he might have said something bad, but at the end of the day, he never put his hands on someone. Well, publicly, there's no evidence of him being physical with a person and pushing a person and putting hands on a person. All you'll see publicly, well, on a general, all you'll see publicly from this guy is that he spoke what he thought in his head. He debated. Yeah, there's things that people don't like that he said, but like at the end of the day, he never like put hands on someone. He just spoke what he thought of in his head. He just debated, had an argument with someone. He debated. He had a conversation with someone. You oppose what I say, I oppose what you say, but I'm not gonna put hands on you. I'm gonna let you speak, and you gonna let me speak, and that's it. That's all he did. Most of the time, that's all he did. Did he say things that are like, I look at him sideways? Yeah. But he was a man that believed in God. And not everyone who believes in God is going to be exactly the same as another person who believes in God, if you know what I mean. People who are Christians don't all have that principle of God is amazing, God can change your situation. But they're not all in the same situation to speak a type of way, but they're all going to tell you that God is the one to believe in that can change your heart for the better of society. Can they struggle with being mad, being angry, being upset, being quick-tempered? Yeah. But most of them won't put hands on you. They won't. Even if they want to, they won't. Right? So I don't think she's demonic. And if she is, oh, well, that's bad. But I don't think she is. And people say she's fake crying, but I saw a tear coming out of her eyes. Some interviews, I guess she cries and there's no tears, but that can happen when you're crying and you don't have tears. in a sense where it's like your voice is breaking, you're sad, but you don't want to show people that you're crying. You want to be strong. There's people that been through things and it makes them cry, but they find a way to hold it in because they don't want to look sad. Like they don't want to cry with tears. They want to, they don't want to keep it strong. So they don't act, well, I don't know what to tell you. They want to be strong, okay? They don't want to cry. They want to be strong, so they try to hold their tears. And some people fake crying, which is bad, which is like you're not genuine, but she had moments where she actually cried. And she probably wiped it off because she didn't want people to see a rainfall of tears down her eyes. She tried to be strong and not overwhelm people with her situation. So, yeah. And people are like saying that her rings are Masonic. I don't know. I looked at her rings. I didn't really pay attention to it, but it's big. It's kind of blingy. It's not a sin for a Christian or for a godly person to wear rings. Maybe she's flexing that she has a lot of money. Is it a sin to have money? I don't think so. But it's a sin to do something bad with the money that you have on other people. But she's not doing that. She's just like, she's just not doing that. So people say her rings are Masonic. I don't believe it. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I don't see the Masonic symbols on it. The Freemason symbols on it. The Illuminati symbols on it. And she knows some politicians. She knows some politics. So she might be acting in certain times, but like sometimes she's genuine. Like, like just let her be. And Candace always is not that perfect. So that's my thoughts on Erika Kirk. Like, she's not scary. She's not intimidating. People try to make it look like she's mean and bad and weird because of her blue eyes. And there's nothing wrong with having blue eyes. But I guess it's everything, her aura and her blue eyes and the way she does her facial expressions when she does interviews that might have people feel a type of way about her. Which can be understandable to a certain extent. But, like, I'm not intimidated by that. I guess I've seen people online who look bad, who are evil with blue eyes. Of course, I've seen that before. But, I don't know what to tell you, but it doesn't look completely like that person. And, yeah. So I might do a part 2 about what I think about Erika Kirk. And she had a meeting with Candace Owens. And I'm assuming that Candace Owens was paid to shut the F up. I didn't say the bad word. I said the F up. To shut the F up. Because she was making episodes and conspiracies on her freaking channel. Talking about what happened to her husband multiple times. Making assumptions. But she's trying to make it look like it's factual and it's accurate. And it might be. But like, she apparently, like, Erika said that there's things that she said that was not real. That was not true. That were assumptions, but this girl's gonna make it look like it's not assumptions, it's factual, and that's what's a problem. You can't say something is factual when you don't have the evidence, or when it's not factual. It's hard to make assumptions be factual because assumptions is like what you think about what happened that might not have happened, right? So imagine saying something happened to a person, or something about a person, but it's not true. So that's like you don't look credible or whatever. You're talking out of your ass. That's what it looks like. So, like, so I'm thinking that she got paid to not go overboard about Erika and her husband. Because Erika did not like it. And so people are saying, why is she mad at Candace and not Tyler? Or whatever the guy's name that did what he did to her husband. And that's a real question. That's a good question. But some people might say because she's affecting her $1 million company, her Turning Point USA. Yeah, that's interesting. But they had a meeting, and what I can tell you from a meeting, I was not in a meeting, but they had a meeting. It's online. People talk about it. It's on social media. What I can say, a private meeting that lasted apparently 4 hours. And what I can say is, it's kind of weird. It's kind of disingenuous. It's kind of strange. It's a bad look to the public to do a private meeting when you had the drama that was public. You had a drama that was public. You did an interview saying you didn't like what the person said, but then you want to have a meeting that's private. So if your drama is public and you came out of the woods, you came out of nowhere to talk about how you feel about the drama that's public, why you didn't make the meeting public so people can see what's actually going on, right? So they can see what you actually think about in your head, considering about the drama or considering how the person affected you and people around you that they accuse you of doing things and your team of doing. Like, that's weird from Erika and Candace. That's weird on both of them. Like, that's weird. That's just weird. It's giving you want to hide something. It's giving that you're trying to, like, hide some evidence, or you're guilty of something, or like there's something that will make you look bad or even badder than now. So that's giving, like, weird. Like, the fact that they had a private meeting, when they could have had it public, easily public. They could have had a FaceTime and posted online. They didn't have to meet, like, in person. They could have had a FaceTime and post that on live, or post that online, whatever. The fact they didn't do that is giving it's a freaking business deal. It's giving all the politicians are friends, but in public they'll make it look like they hate themselves, but they're all in the same circle when it comes to business and money, because they know that outrage sells. Apparently outrage and negativity sells more than positivity, so they're gonna continue the drama of hating themselves online, and behind closed doors they're eating together, they're going to their weddings, and that's disingenuous and that's untrustworthy. It really is untrustworthy. So that's what it's giving. Like, it's giving that the meeting was a deal where Candace was probably given a type of finances, where Candace probably was paid to not go overboard on her conspiracies as how she used to the point where Erika had to say something, or she felt like she had to say something in her interview. That's what it's giving. And I'm assuming she probably said, or one of them said something to each other that was bad or mean or big to the and scandalous, to the point that if it was public, both of them would be embarrassed. Both of them would look like a damn fool, because it's like, what is this? What is this soap opera that you're doing? What is this soap opera? It's gonna reveal exactly what's going on between them. That's what it's giving. So it's like, Candace is not credible. That's what it showed about the private meeting. You went online, you did public conspiracies, but now all of a sudden it's like you were paid. It's giving you were paid. It's giving you were in a business deal. Most companies that do business deals, when they look like they don't like each other in front of the public, but they love each other behind of closed doors, instead of having their meeting online where they actually meet together. Because think about it, if two people don't like each other and they decide to meet up, and the meeting is not public and it's private, and they both had beef, they both have problems, they both said something to each other that was not nice online, public, for everyone to see and consume the whatever they're posting as content. If both of them had problems online, they spoke back to each other online, they responded to each other online, and then all of a sudden, out of the blue, they meet each other. It's like, if you don't like someone, why are you meeting up with them? And why are you going to talk to someone for a long period of time if you don't like them? You can still talk to someone if you don't like them, but it's just weird to meet up with someone close to close, personal, person to person, and you don't like each other, or you look like you have a problem with them, so you meet up, and then you like speak to each other for 4 hours, and then it's private. So it's like, if you don't like someone, why would you meet up with that person? And even if you meet up with that person, why would you speak for 4 hours with them? You would have it 1 hour or short, right? Short minutes of hours, not 4 hours, because that's long. You don't like the person, or they said something that you don't like, so why would it be 4 hours long? And it's giving the fact that it's 4 hours long, you guys had something to say, a lot of things to say that the public don't know, or you said something that you said to person. You said something that people don't know about, but you said something to someone behind closed doors that might be scandalous and outrageous if people actually hear it. So you say it behind closed doors, and then it's private. So that's weird. It's giving you had a business deal. Like, Candace Owens was probably like, oh, I said what I said because I believe it. It's not just assumptions. I know it's assumptions. Because you know how she likes to run in circles. There was that interview she had, Candace Owens had with a guy, something Pierre. I think that's his name, something Pierre, his last name Pierre. It was like an old white guy or whatever. I don't really pay attention as much, but you know, people react to certain videos. Candace does, and Erika as well. So he was asking her yes or no question. He was like, okay, but you said this, right? You believe in this, right? Because you said this, right? Yes or no? Yes or no? And you know what happened? She was like, oh, I would, like, instead of saying yes or no, I said that, or yes or no, she's skipping around like, she's saying her answer, but it's not direct, it's not specific, it's dancing around the answer, like prolonging the answer where it's like you forget what she said, or it's like, you know what I'm saying? Like, it's like me saying, unicorns are so sweet. So you're saying that unicorns are sweet, and I'm like, what? I didn't really say that. What I was trying to say is, like, it was in a context that I was saying that Skittles are amazing and therefore unicorns are sweet, and it's like, also unicorns are sweet. But what I said is, in the context I was saying at that time, that's what Candace Owens was doing. She wasn't answering the question. It's a yes or no question. It's a yes or no question. That's simple. It's a yes or no question. You don't gotta prolong the answer. It's a yes or no. Yes or no. But Candace Owens, instead of saying yes or no, she's lying and she's dancing around her answer. She's prolonging it like a politician. And I'm not surprised, because she probably seen politicians close to close, face to face. Or she's seen people that are close to politicians. Erika is kind of close to Donald Trump, in a sense that she met him. She met him in person. So it's like, it's giving people are cahoots with each other, but they hate each other in public because it sells. Negativity sells. And you're not a Christian. Like, I'm going to say this. Candace Owens, I don't know if she's a Christian, but I guess she says she's a Christian, but I don't think she's a Christian. Because a Christian, I'm not trying to say you can't do things if you're a Christian, but there's certain things that you shouldn't do that's not, like, promoted, that's not genuine, that's not, like, a good image if you're a Christian. Like, how can you make conspiracies? How can you make conspiracies in episodes talking bad about a person, or like making assumptions about a person and there's no factual evidence, or like whatever? Like, you say it's assumptions and then you make it look like it's actual factual, but when somebody says that it's not factual, you're gonna say, but it was assumptions. But okay, it was assumptions, but you made it look like you are saying that your assumptions are true. So now it's like what are you doing? So now it's no more an opinion. It's like a fact that you have that they don't have. And now you meet with that person 4 hours of talking to them, and it's private, and that's disingenuous, that's incredible, and that's not Christian. Like, whatever. Like, I have my reasons to say that. I might do a part 2, but Candace Owens is not credible. She was dancing around the answer with this guy doing interview, and he was asking questions. He said that you said that you know what happened. You said that people in Turning Point USA was hiding the evidence or hiding something. They're doing a cover-up. And then she's like, I never said that. I never said they're doing a cover-up. I said the people, but name the people. And she didn't want to say specific names. And then she finally said, oh, but I said the specific names to Erika. But I'm not going to tell you. So why are you going to tell Erika, but you're not going to tell the guy that's interviewing you? And why did it take so long for you to finally admit that you said the names to Erika? It's so disingenuous. Something's wrong with this girl. And she don't take accountability. When she's wrong, she says, we made a mistake. Who's we? Your friends? Your camera producer? Like, who's we? The person that give you a script for you to do your podcast that is full of assumptions and not facts? Something she says might be true or sound true, but like, I don't like how a person makes assumptions. And then, so basically they're saying their opinions, what they think. And when a person is like, hey, you're saying this, you're accusing this person of this and that, and it's not true, the person's going to be like, oh, but it was assumptions. I'm not saying it was true, but I'm saying it's assumptions. But okay, you're saying it's assumptions. And but when you were talking about your assumptions, you were making it look like it's factual by saying, yeah, I have the evidence, I have the screenshots, I have the proofs. Like, what? Like, be about your words. Aren't you a woman? Aren't you a grown woman? Be about your words. Like, they're not credible. They're not credible. Candace Owens, Erika, they're not credible. They're both like the same. Candace Owens, she's smart, but I can see through the BS. She's a black woman, but I can see through the BS. Like, you're dancing around the question. It's a yes or no question. You would think if somebody is smart and somebody asks them a yes or no question, they would answer with yes, no. That's it. How can you say something and when someone says, okay, so that's what you said, word for word, you're going to be like, oh, but it was out of context. And you're going to try to bring the whole context and the whole paragraph. No, the person mentioned what you said, so address what you said. Don't say something and then the person address it and then you say you never said that. That's lies. Or when you know that what you said is exactly what the person said, like the person is repeating what you said and thinking something about it, you're going to be like, oh, but it was out of context. You put that out of context. Let me say the whole paragraph. So I was saying this, but because it was like this and like that. Just say you said what you said. And yeah, the flip. So Candace Owens, she's not credible. It showed that she's full of assumptions. And, like, she's milking money out of freaking the situation. So that's not cute. That's not nice. She was lucky. She probably met someone that was a little bit nice like Erika. Erika is kind of nice. I don't know her as a person, but like, some people, their background is hood. So you don't want to imagine. You do that to the wrong person. The wrong person, bruh. Talking bad about something that happened to someone that they know. And you're not really, like, you're not that even close to that person compared to them to talk bad about them and to make assumptions and negative assumptions and make them look bad. Some people, their background is hood. Some people, their background's hood. So don't be stupid. Don't be dumb. That's so, like, you lucky Erika, she's about communication. She communicates a little bit. Like, I don't know her as a person. She might be rude. She might be mean. But she took the time to have a communication, a conversation with you. So she's not credible. Candace Owens, she's not credible. She's not credible. She's not credible. She's smart, but she thinks because she speaks fast and say big words that, like, everything she says is factual. And when she makes a mistake, when she says something that's not true, instead of acknowledging it, and say I was wrong, or my bad, but I still believe it, or whatever, she says we made a mistake. We. Who's we? You're the only person in the podcast. You might have a team, but, like, you're the one putting yourself out there and talking all that trash. So take accountability. So that's what I think about Erika Kirk, and I might do a part 2. I know I mentioned Candace Owens because they spoke to each other and whatever, but it's disingenuous. You had drama online, but then you want to have a private meeting. It's giving you have a private deal. It's giving you have a business deal. A lot of companies who hate each other online, on public, they will have a private meeting because they don't want to look like a fool. They don't want to look like a clown. Because why would you have a public business meeting with a company that you don't like, with a person you don't like? It's giving you guys became friends, or you guys were always friends, and you're just trying to fool the public, making it look like you hate each other online for money, for clout, for fame. That's disingenuous. And it's even worse if you're a Christian and you're doing that for money. Like, Candace Owens is milking the situation. Like, be about your words. If you're going to say assumptions is okay, but don't make it be like it's factual when it's not. Some assumptions might be factual, but, like, if you're going to say something, if you're going to say what you think, and when someone repeats what you said, don't act like you never said it. Just be like, yeah, I said it, and that's what I believe, and blah, blah, blah. Or, it was out of context. And when somebody asks you a question, you start dancing around the answer, and then the answer don't sound specific. So it's like a yes or no. Do you want a chocolate bar? Yes or no? Oh, but I never said that I want chocolate. I said I like vanilla. It is out of context. What? And then in an interview with a guy, she was like, oh, you don't have to bring out that what I said. I'm saying what I'm saying right now. No, we have to bring it. We have to bring it to see what you're going to say. Because now you're going to act like you never said it. So I'm going to bring the whole video clip of what you said. So I hope you enjoyed this video. Until next time. Like something's wrong with Candace Owens and something's wrong with Erika, but Erika is better and more tolerable. She's more better tolerable. Like, she's more, you know, she knows how to handle herself compared to Candace. They're both not cool, but, like, I'm not gonna say she's a better person, but Erika do look and sound better than freaking Candace. Like, when I say do look and sound better, I mean, like, in the sense of, like, you don't see Erika making conspiracies and assumptions, and then when someone calls her out on it, she's like, oh, I never said that. Or you took it out of context. But it's assumptions, but it's factual. How can you say something that you think about is factual? And then it's like, what? I'm not saying you gotta show the evidence, but this is wild. This is insane. And, like, it's just money hungry. You're milking the situation of someone's husband. For what reason? It's giving whatever. Jealous? What? What's giving? And then people are like, oh, but Candace Owens actually investigating. Is she? Is she? Is she really investigating? She's just making videos about what she thinks about what happened. What? Okay, so I hope you knew this video. Bye. Are you on Candace's side or Erika's side, or you're not on both of their side? Give a thumbs up, comment down below. I might do a part 2.